All right. All right. Where does it start? All right. So the game starts with like an opening cutscene, and there's this dude named Benny, and like you're on top of a hill. And here's you. Here's the courier. So Benny, you're like on top of a hill, and Benny's like higher up than you on the hill, and you're in a grave. And then Benny ends up shooting you. Oh fuck! I need a gun. Benny ends up like attacking you and shooting you because you have a courser chip, not a courser chip. You have a platinum whatever chip. So then like you're dead and Benny disappears, but then you wake up and you see Doc Mitchell, and Doc Mitchell's like, "Hey, vacci piano, piano," and you wake up and you're okay, and he tells you what you look like, and he gives you all like love and care, you know, um, and then like you walk around his house for a bit and do all this shit, um, and then after that you kind of like just leave his house and you have to go and help the people of Good Springs defend themselves from powder gangers, but I don't have any powder ganger pictures because I couldn't find any really good ones. um, so like you can get dynamite from Easy Pete and whatnot. Anyways, after that you like start walking along and then you come upon Prim. And Prim is this town with like this big ass roller coaster, and like you run around on the roller coaster and get killed by a bunch of dudes, and you realize maybe I shouldn't be running on the roller coaster. And while you're there, you fix up this little robot named Eddie. So now you have like your first follower because everyone knows that you like max out repair early on, so you can repair Eddie because he's like OP as fuck. So you get Eddie, and also you like make this robot sheriff, and that's fucking weird. But yeah, there's this robot sheriff. So now you and Eddie are like marching along, and you come upon this town of Nipton, and this dude comes sprinting up to you. He's like, "Oh yeah, I won the lottery," you know, and you're like, "What the fuck's the lottery?" And like it turns out this dude won the lottery, and he got to live, and everyone else got crucified except for the second place dude who just had his like legs broken, and then this dude just runs off. And then you meet this dude, Volpace, who's like totally heterosexual. And he's like, "Hey, like, we're the Caesar's Legion." And we'll leave off there. So, last time we left off, so the courier and Eddie are in Nipton, and we just saw the whole lottery dude. But I forgot to mention that Doc has this like butt buddy, and his name is Victor. And Victor helps out Doc and whatnot, and he helps out the town of Good Springs, and then they both disappear. Anyways, where were we? Oh yes, Volpace in Kulta. This dude is like in the town of this dude's in the town of Nipton, and he's like the dude crucifying everyone, and then he's like, "Tell everyone that we were here," and you're like, "All right." So then what happens is Eddie and the courier, they go walking along, and they see this big T-Rex type thing, and you're like, "Oh shit, what's this?" And it turns out that this is where you get the other most busted follower in the game, Boone. And when you talk to Boone, he's all like, "Oh, my wife is dead. Oh, I'm miserable. I am so sad." Kills my throat. And you're like, "Oh, I'm so sad." And you're like, "Oh, I'll help you." And then you like sneak around and like you talk to a couple people, and you talk to his friend Manny Vargas, and it turns out it's like the old lady who just hated his wife or whatever and sold her to Caesar's Legion as a slave. And it turns out that Boone actually ended up killing his wife to spare her, and that's why Boone's so miserable. He's like, "Oh, I'll do anything to kill the Legion. We don't talk about whatever." Like he killed a bunch of Legion kids or something. So now we have Boone also. And you're like, "Yeah, now let's keep on going." So then like you keep going, and you come to Boulder City, and in Boulder City, there's like this standoff between, I think it's the NCR and the Great Khans, and you're walking along, and the NCR stop you, and you're like, "Hey, you have to help us. There's these like Great Khan dudes, and they're like real annoying, and we're in a standoff." And like obviously because you max out speech because that's the way everyone plays. You like just like, "Oh, be nice to each other," and they're all like, and Jessup's like, "Oh, okay, I will." And then you keep walking, and then you get to Freeside, and you find this robot dog, and the robot dog hates people who wear hats, so he like barks at Boone. And you're like, "I don't need the robot dog. He's a pretty bad follower." And like you meet this dude named Pacer, and he's part of the Kings and whatnot. And yeah, All right. So we left. Wait, fuck. Where did we leave off? So there was the courier, and we had already gotten Eddie, and oh yeah, we had Boone, who's like, "Oh, my wife is dead. I'm so sad," and he's like, you know, really sad. Oh, and you messed with the Great Khans and whatnot. Anyways, so after that, then you finally get to the robot dog. Wait, where's the robot dog? You you like go to Freeside and there's the robot dog and he's owned by the kings, and he doesn't have a brain, so you have to get like a new brain. So after that, then it's like you go inside, you're like, oh, I have to meet up with Benny again. So you like go and you like find wherever, you like somehow get inside of the strip. I don't remember. You just bribe people, and then you get inside and you meet Benny, and Benny's in the Ultra Lux, and or not the wait, is he? No, he's in the tops, and he's like, what in the hell? And you're like, oh, I'm the courier. I'm not dead. And then you end up like killing him. You end up killing Benny because like that's like the canon way, you know, who lets Benny live. He tried to kill you, so you like kind of kill him. So Benny then just like goes away, and then after you kill Benny, you get to meet his personal slave, Yes Man. And Yes Man's like, wow, and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to be involved with this dude. He seems crazy. So like you kind of ignore Yes Man for the rest of the time, even though he keeps telling you to do shit. And you're like, yeah, no, you're kind of crazy. So then you keep hearing about this Mr. House dude. So you go to Lucky 38 and you get to meet Mr. House. And Mr. House is actually like this dead dude, pretty much dead dude, in like this frozen pod, and he's like being uploaded onto a computer. And Mr. House is like kind of a douche, but he's a douche in a good way because he's trying to help the strip. But let's be real, no one wants to help Mr. House because he kind of is a tyrant. So you're like, nah, I'm not gonna side with him. I want to side with the NCR, and that's where we'll stop for now. We'll talk about joining the NCR after that. All right. Anyways, so the three amigos, you know, Boone, Eddie, and the courier, they're walking along and they gotta go with the NCR. But first, the NCR is like, actually, don't think I have anyone. Oh, the NCR is like, hey, you gotta go do something with the boomers. You gotta go talk with the boomers. And you're like, oh shit, yeah, I gotta go talk with the boomers. So you go and you talk to Pearl, who's like then an old lady, and Pearl's like, oh help, we have all these fire ants. So you're like, okay, fire ants, got it. So then you go, and you gotta go down into this like sewer system and kill all these fire ants. But there's this glitch where if you go in with Eddie, he like gets stuck down there, and that happened to me every time I played. So rip Eddie, no more Eddie. It's just us and Boone, the two amigos, and these fire ants. We kill all of them, and then we get like this perk that allows us to be like part fire ant. So now we're part fire ant. And then after that, you go and you talk to and then Caesar's Legion comes and talk to you, and then there's Caesar, this dude with cancer, and he's like, hey, you should come work with me. And you're like, nah, never mind. I don't want to talk with you. You kind of seem like a dick enslaving everyone. So you don't really side with him. You just keep going with the NCR. So then you go and you talk to him again, this dude, and you're like, hey, let's keep working together. And he's like, all right, but you have to, like, the free side, the community is really, I have to use this dude to talk. Kimball's like, yeah, but you don't actually talk to Kimball. I forget who you talk to, but Kimball's like, hey, yeah, Freeside community is really bad, though. So then you got to go and stop it. So you go back by where the brain dead dog is, and he's still barking at Boone because he's wearing a hat. But then you got to go to the Van Graffs. And the Van Graffs, you, like, frame them or something, and, like, you stand outside for hours and hours, and this hooligan comes walking up. And he's like, oh, I want in. I want to buy shit. And you're like, we're not letting you in. So it's like, god damn. So he goes away. And you stand out there until like 4 a.m. and it's really fucking boring. Anyways, so we got the courier, we got Boone, we're standing outside of Van Graff forever. We're like doing nothing. The hooligan is gone. Hooligan left. You know, here he is. He left though. We're sitting there until like 4 a.m. And then we're eventually like, all right, this is it. We can go inside. And we're like, all right, let's go inside now. So then we go inside. And then there's this whole thing and everyone turns into plasma piles. And you're like, all right, yeah, we did it. No more shit in Freeside. Okay, yeah. And now we go back to Kimball, and Kimball's like, all right. Oh, wait, no, that's not Kimball. Wait. There we go. And Kimball's like, all right, no more shit in Freeside. And then we're like, now what? And he's like, oh, you have to deal with the Brotherhood of Steel because they're bad guys. And then you got to go and deal with the Brotherhood of Steel and pretend that pretend that Benny, where's Benny at? Pretend that Benny is the Brotherhood of Steel because I forgot to get a picture for the Brotherhood of Steel. And Benny's like, oh, knock knock, I'm the Nazis, just like someone said earlier. I am here to take all your shit and hoard it, and no one can be like us because we have to make sure we have to protect you from you because no one can be safe with weapons and futuristic technology. Here, have a shitty little pistol. Despite him using all these plasma rifles. And you're like, hey, guess what? I'm going to plant a bomb. Alright, so where were we? Alright, so we got the courier and we got Boone, because Eddie's stuck in some fucking shithole. So you come up to the Brotherhood and you're like, hey, who are you? And they're like, knock knock, we're the Nazis who hoard technology. And you're like, wow, that's pretty fucking shitty of you. Let's blow them up. So you like blow them up while they're chasing you, right? And then you keep walking along, and then you get back to Kimball, and Kimball's like, hey, I think I'm gonna, well, hold on, let me grab Kimball. Kimball's like, hey, I think that I'm gonna actually get assassinated now. So like, oh shit, what do I do? And Kimball is just like, come to Hoover Dam with me. So you're like, okay, let's go to Hoover Dam. So now you're at Hoover Dam with Kimball, and Kimball's like, oh shit, I'm about to get assassinated. Here, let me make this a little more accurate. Kimball's like, I'm about to get assassinated. And then you're all like, oh, don't worry, I'm still enormous, and there's someone up in this tower. So you punch him out of the tower, right? And then Kimball's like, oh, gee, thanks. And then he's like, oh, by the way, over here, behind you, there's a bunch of legates and everything. So we have to go kill all those legates. So you're like, okay, I'll go do that. So you leave the dam, and you go up, you still have Boone with you, because Boone's an OG, right? So you go over to the legate known as Lanius, the guy who like killed like 10. He ordered 90% of his troops or 9/10 of his troops to kill 1/10 of his troops, just like to fuck with them. So then you talk to him, and being us and maxing out speech, you're like, hey, maybe you're willing to listen to reason, and you talk him down, and then he's like, oh, okay, sounds good, and then he leaves, and then the NCR come back, and it's not Kimball, but it's a different NCR dude, and he's like, oh, hey, thank you, it's General something, and you're like, oh, General Lee Oliver, and he's like, oh, thank you, and he's like, you're like, no problem, dude, and then the game locks, and you can't play anything ever again in the game, because the game doesn't let you play after the end of the game, and that's Fallout New Vegas. It only took about like 6 runs, but we finally got to the end of Fallout New Vegas. We should probably get Boone off the screen.